City of Fear, New York vs. The Mafia is a three-part documentary film that was released on the Netflix platform and tells the story of the struggle of New York and federal intelligence agencies with the Five Families Mafia in the 70s and 80s. Now I want to tell you some interesting facts that you will not learn from the film itself. Perhaps the most famous film portrayal of the Five Families of New York is the Corleone, Tattaglia, Barzini, Cuneo, and Strachey clans in Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather, based on the novel by Mario Puzo. Coppola's painting impressed many bosses and members of the Mafia so much that, for example, some members of the Patriarca family, active throughout New England, changed their manner of speech, making it more like Vito Corleone's speech. Well, the former underboss of the Gambino clan Salvatore Sammy the Bull Gravano even said that he literally floated out of the cinema, because he was stunned by how close Coppola managed to portray the real life of the mafiosi. Speaking about the image of the Five Families in the gaming industry, it is impossible to ignore the great Grand Theft Auto 4, in which the action took place in Liberty City. The prototype is New York. It shows the clans of Pavano, prototype, Genovese, Ancelotti, prototype, Colombo, Messina, prototype, Buonanno, Lupacella, prototype, Lucchese, and Gambetti, prototype, Gambino. The game even features John Gravelli, the old don of the Gambetti clan, in real life, Carlo Gambino, who dies in the hospital at the end of the game from an illness. By the way, it was Carlo Gambino who became the real prototype for Vito Corleone. Like his on-screen counterpart, Don Carlo looked like a cute grandfather with a kind smile, but behind this image was a determined man with an iron will, who could decide the fate of a person with one nod of his head. Gambino was constantly monitored by the police, so he had to encrypt his messages. Don Carlo died of natural causes, at the age of 74 in his bed, having only once been behind bars in his youth. If after watching City of Fear, New York vs. the Mafia you suddenly thought that the Five Families were in the past, and today someone else has taken their place, then it would be wrong. All five clans feel great to this day, only the enrichment schemes have changed. But the methods with which the Mafia deals with objectionable ones have remained the same. The captain of the Bonanno clan, famous for its uncontrollability and savagery, Sylvester Scatola, together with his son Salvatore, installed slot machines in nightclubs and bars in the Bronx in 2017. Albanians had their sights on the area, which led to a war for territory. In December 2017, Sylvester Scatola will be kidnapped from his own home, to which he will respond in May next year by shooting at one of his competitors on the street. And in a month, an assassination attempt will be made on the son of Scatola, which will fall on the video. It all ends on October 4, 2018, when 71-year-old Sylvester Scatola is gunned down in his own car in the parking lot of a McDonald's restaurant. The shooter will be arrested a week later. He will be a member of the African-American group Bloods, hired to kill Scatola. Well, the loudest mention of the Five Families in the media in the 21st century was the following case. On March 13, 2019, in the prestigious Toad Hill area on Staten Island, New York, the head of what is believed to be the most influential New York Gambino family, Frank Kelly, nicknamed Frankie Boy, was shot dead on the threshold of his own house. Frank caught 6 bullets. This is the first murder of a New York Mafia boss since 1985. The murder of Paul Castellano in 1985 as just mentioned in Fear City, New York vs. the Mafia. The alleged killer of Frank Kelly was found. He, according to investigators, is 24-year-old local resident Anthony Camello, who was furious that the boss of the family forbade him to meet with his young niece. The young man is already being called a living corpse as the Gambino clan will not forgive the murder of their boss. By the way, the Toad Hill micro-district, in which the house of the murdered boss was located, is considered mafia. According to the script of the film The Godfather, the Corleone family lived there. The photo shows the house where the shooting took place. The mansion was put up for sale in March of that year for $1.37 million.